Hi, beautiful human. This is very exciting. I am Zach, that is Dan, and we welcome to the studio a guest who has been here, but usually with people around him. Definitely with people around him. It is also his second time being here alone, but that's a story for another day. He's a part of one of Australia's most successful exports. You know the band 5 Seconds of Summer, but he's here to talk about his debut solo album. It goes by the name SIDEQUEST. Say hello to Michael Clifford.
Yay! Can I address it or no?
Yeah, you can address the elephant in the room.
Okay. Can I look at either of these cameras? I came in here a long time ago.
It was like 3 months, maybe.
No, it was longer than
Was it
that.
4 months?
I think it was, yeah.
Wow.
It was a long time ago. And I recorded an interview with Zach. And I said, no, we can't release it. I didn't actually say that because that makes me sound really diva-ish. But I realized so much has happened.
Real.
That I feel like it would have been weird for it to have come out.
By the way, like a lot of
I'm so thankful that everybody agreed and that you agreed to do this again because it made me look ignorant.
By the way, you think
you guys were like, "What's Calum been up to?" And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know. That guy's like, just been minding his own business." I'm like, that is totally like untrue.
But like Calum comes on the show in that time.
Yeah, I know, and he's like been here.
And we released it.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. You're not the first guest to have done this.
Thank God.
You're also not going to be the last guest to have done this.
Cool. Who else has done it? Can I get some tea or no?
I don't. Who
No.
else has done it? Are we trying to make him feel good? Because I don't know. If
Well, yeah,
anybody
we
else
can
done
Make
it.
me feel
We
good.
can bleep it out, though. I'm not going to put it on the internet.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Have you heard of her?
No, who's that? Okay.
Oh yeah, did do
Cool.
it. We'll bleep
Ah,
his
good.
names out.
And
Who
then
else?
add me to the list.
We're going to bleep all those out, right,
Yeah,
guys?
all those
Damn.
names are gonna be
I
gone.
hope that they're bleeped though, and not just like cut.
Oh no, we'll just bleep them. We
Okay,
don't-
cool. Yeah. Because I love when people are like, "Oh, who was it?"
No, but I don't want people to read my lips. So
put it-
Yeah. Big like.
we're going to have to figure that
We'll
out.
figure it out.
Okay, good.
But it's nice to have you back. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, but genuinely, like we were saying, you look thinner.
I've been through a good chapter in my life, and I'm I just announced that I'm gonna be a dad again.
Mazel
A dad
tov.
again? Is that what it is? A dad a second time? No.
Having
that's-
another baby.
Yeah, having another baby.
Do you know the gender?
Yeah, she's a girl.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I leaked it in my album notes. I forgot that I was like writing my like the thank yous that go in the albums or whatever. And I was like, and because I had anticipated by the time the album comes out, I was like, all right, we would have definitely spoken about it or like talked about it yet. And we just like never got around to it. And then I realized I was like, thank you to my beautiful daughters. I love you. And then, and then 3 days ago, someone goes, oh my God, I just got a SIDEQUEST vinyl. And I was like, oh my God, wait a second. I was like, I put something in there that is going to leak. And so, yeah, it was good. So anyway, talked about it now.
Can we just talk about the moment? Like, how cool is that you get to thank your
I
dog?
know.
Like, what?
I know, that's pretty dope. Yeah, and I wrote, I hope that you listen to this music unironically. Because I feel like sometimes, like Lua, my daughter, she will listen, she'll be like, Dada, play Dada. And then she'll like jump up and down and dance to it. But I'm like, man, when you're like 13, 14, are you actually going to think that this is still cool? Or are you going to be like listening to it like, yeah, listen to my dad. Like, he's stupid. That's what I'm hoping doesn't happen.
What do you want to happen?
I wanted to listen to it and be like, he's so cool.
And by the way, like, to thank them on your own, like your first ever solo album,
Yeah.
it's even more
I know. I'm so
impactful.
thankful that I got to thank them both and not just one, and then have had the other one later. Like have just left one out of the. Yeah.
When your daughter's saying play Dada, is she talking about SIDEQUEST or are you playing her 5SOS music or both?
Usually SIDEQUEST.
Does she have a favorite song?
Cool is it? But she calls cool Dada. She calls Give Me a Break Dada 2. She calls Kill Me for Always. Sometimes she calls it Dada 3, but then sometimes she calls it Always. Yeah, those are usually the go-tos. And then honestly, like 5SOS, she does jam to it, and she likes it. She likes more the earlier stuff.
That makes
She
sense.
finds that more up her alley.
Yeah.
And then she's like big Taylor Swift fan. Like big tantrums if she can't read her Taylor Swift book at lunchtimes. Yeah.
Can we talk about her favorite song, Cool? I mean,
Yes.
Is it the story of you meeting your wife, her mom?
Cool.
I mean, well, yeah, like the lyrics. Well, the lyrics are really self-deprecating, right? And honest. Also,
like all of the lyrics. Yeah.
yeah,
Like all the lyrics that I've ever written. Yeah.
it's kind of hard trying to fit into a new scene when your clothes only fit in 2015. I guess I don't see whatever she sees in me.
Yeah.
Confidence doesn't come so easily.
It doesn't. Wait, keep going.
Well, we gotta finish.
When you're the guy who caught fire with the colored hair from the band with the song about underwear.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that song was kind of just like I don't know, like that one for me was like I tried to embrace all of the like cringe that I could embrace about myself and you know, like channel it as much as I could into like something that was interesting. Just because I felt like I had there'd been such a part of me that had like pushed away a lot of like early influences and like sort of like aesthetics and even just kind of like lyrical tones and stuff of sort of like things that aren't very like cool. And I was kind of in a bit of a headspace of like, oh, this has to be cool. It has to be, you know, like what's the cool guy gonna think about, you know, just like shit like that. And I feel like doing cool was sort of a way to be like, okay, how can I just like completely get out of that and like embrace all of it and just like say shit that makes me like do a little bit of that, you know, like a lot of the lyrics in it, like skinny jeans and then like guy who caught fire, like just a lot of it makes me kind of like cringe a little bit, which like is what really makes me love it and connect with it. Cause like I'm a bit cringe as a person. And I think I'm like a lot of SideQuest is just kind of like channeling that into a way that's like, I don't know, just being unafraid to just like do, like, you know, the whole point of doing kind of like solo projects for us, particularly in our band, and sort of like be able to embrace our own kind of like artistic endeavors is like do the thing that's so authentically us. And I think that for me was like, how do I find like what's super authentically me and what's
This entire album is that.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even down to the name. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, like, dude, you play video games.
Yeah, I do.
Like, you seriously
I play a lot
play
of them.
video games.
Yeah.
Like, some people just play video games.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
like,
I live them.
Yeah, you don't fuck around.
Yeah, no, I do not fuck around. You will not beat me at probably any game. Yeah, so I think it was just embracing the parts of like, you know, the place where my like ideas that are like too bad to bring to the band, where they go, they just end up in side quests.
But in Cool in particular, like throughout the entire song, like despite all these things that you consider cringe but are true to you, there's somebody who loves you despite it all.
Yeah, I think it was important to like have that be kind of the undertone of the song is like I've been lucky enough that like, you know, I mean, the song is sort of, it is about my wife, but it's also like, I like to think that it's also kind of like referencing the fans too, where it's like, you know, even though she is singular, it's like, you know, you could even say like, I guess I don't see like what the fans see in me. You know, like I've always felt like lucky that they've sort of embraced me and found, you know, some like parts of me that resonate with them. So yeah, it's just sort of like about like you feeling super uncool, but then like, you know, the person that's there to like bring you up and lift you up. And I feel like I'm in a position where there's a lot of people in my life who can kind of like lift me up and help me feel like, you know, it's not like Cool ends as a song being like, I am cool enough, you know, like it doesn't have like a resolution at the end. It's just like,
It's acceptance of who you are.
it's just like, it is what it is. And then you start the song again. And, you know, like tomorrow you wake up and you're like, man, I'm a fucking loser or whatever, you know, like it's not a thing that ever like self-doubt isn't a thing that like is finite. It doesn't like finish or start. It just like is.
But can we talk about the confidence line? Does being in 5SOS make you more confident or less confident as a person?
I mean, definitely being in 5SOS makes me more confident. Being the guy who caught fire with the colored hair in the band about underwear. That's the thing that maybe doesn't inspire a whole lot of confidence. But yeah, also she looks so perfect. Slaps though.
It sure
It's
does.
just such a fucking banger. And I love like, there's that thing about it being like the underwear song that like I kind of like love, but I also like kind of cringe. And they're like, people over the years have been like, oh, you sing the underwear song. I'm like, yeah. yeah.
Give Me a Break. It's on this album. Also a banger in my opinion.
Thanks, dude.
You are battling like how the press and public scrutiny and the internet, it affects who you are, right? It turns you into somebody that maybe you weren't at the beginning of it all.
Yeah, I think on Give Me a Break, I was trying to find a way to be like, you know, like I don't want to sound resentful or, you know, like I know how lucky and privileged I am to be in a position where like people even care. You know what I mean? Like, I definitely didn't want to ever be like, ugh, you know, like, why do you care about what I do? Like, that's not, I'm very lucky that people are like interested. So I think like with Give Me a Break, there was always this levity of like, yeah, it sucks, but it's like, it's part of the job, you know? And it's like, it's not like I'm saying, fuck you, leave me alone. I'm just saying like, give me a break, you know? Like I'm just trying to figure it out. And yeah, I feel like Awsten as well really helped. Awsten from Waterparks really like he was the first person I thought of like when we were kind of like getting the idea of that song done. I was like just even like lyrically, conceptually, tonally, everything. I was like, Awsten will get this. I was like, nobody knows what I'm talking about in terms of like needing a break than him. So yeah, that one ended up being pretty fun.
He's a good person.
He's
What's it like
he's a
kissing
good
him?
person.
Well-
Yeah, so
Wait, I want to see that image.
Well, there's
Fuck
the
off.
image right here.
you haven't
Really?
seen it?
No, what?
Yeah.
Are you like actually kissing?
Yeah.
They,
Yeah,
they shared a little peck.
Is it a
Yeah,
peck or are you like
Yeah,
lock
we
lips?
had to do like a couple different takes.
We're talking about the music video for
Oh, yeah,
anyone
yeah,
that doesn't know.
yeah, we
Well,
filmed a
turn your
music video that's like very much
Interesting.
yeah, like the whole concept of the music video is like fan fiction and like you know, like it's kind of like we did like Death Note meets fan fiction. Like what if someone had a, you know, what if the things that someone was writing about someone in fan fiction like actually became true? Which I was also, again, I was like, fan fiction, Awsten and Waterparks, like
Yeah,
a
it's-
match made in heaven. I was
Totally.
like, this is perfect. Yeah, we had to do a lot of takes, unfortunately. The first one was really nerve-wracking, because I never kissed a dude on camera. I mean,
In life you have. What on camera? No?
yeah, I think I think in a past life, but yeah, it was an interesting, you've got this big old expensive camera that's like zooming in very slowly, like 40 people around. And like Awsten was such a good sport about it, because like when we had the phone calls initially about the music video, we were like, I was like, dude, I just, and I was being like, with any collaboration I was doing on this album, I wanted to make sure it was like perfect in all of them, just because I really like have such respect for, Ryan, Waterparks, and Porter. And I just wanted to make sure that everything I was doing was only being able to kind of like elevate that and sort of create something that is like, with Waterparks and with Awsten, like we tried like 3 or 4 different ideas, and I just kept being like, nah, this isn't it. Nah, this isn't it. This isn't it. Usually when you're like collaborating with another artist, it gets to a point where someone is like, okay, this is stupid. Like you just keep scrapping ideas. And I think like what I loved about Awsten is that he respected my filter. Like I think one of the things that I have that is good is like I know when stuff is good or bad. I bring the problems, but not necessarily the solutions. So I'm just kind of like, this isn't good enough. He's like, okay, what do we do? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, you tell me. So like we did a couple different ideas, kind of like what I did with the interview. You know, the last interview that we did, I was like, it's not good enough. Why? I don't know. We just need to do it again. Anyway.
But you're not wrong. So like,
I'm not wrong.
Your radar feeling for it is not off.
So yeah, I wanted to make sure that it was perfect, and then when we got on the phone, I was like, dude, like what can we do here that like conceptually like everybody is gonna love?
Make out.
And he's like, kiss.
So real.
And I was like, no. And I was like, wait. I'm like, I mean, I did ask the question, like, what's going to make everyone click on this video? And yeah.
Was it what you expected it to?
It was way better than what I expected, to be honest.
Really?
I was expecting it to be super, super uncomfortable. Like really, really awkward. And like, I mean, it was definitely awkward, but like nowhere near as awkward as I thought it was going to be.
Interesting. I kind of want to call Awsten right now and get his take on it.
Yeah, you should ask him, but don't tell him I'm here.
Oh, that's fun. That's a good game.
Yeah, I'd be curious like what his thoughts are on the whole. Just be like, what was it like to kiss Michael?
He's like, worst kiss ever.
Let's see if he answers.
Oh, it's going to be disappointing when he doesn't answer.
He's going to call back.
I took my phone off Do Not Disturb, so if he calls back,
Yeah.
here, and I'll tell him to call me back.
But yeah, no, it wasn't really that awkward at all. It was like, I mean, as awkward as it can be kissing your friend in front of
The whole set.
Yeah. Yeah. But we knew it was like, it very much like had a narrative as to like the point of the video. And we kind of knew that was going to be like the end and the big thing of the video. So we were like, let's full send it.
It worked.
Yeah, it was just fun.
By the way, you also collaborate with Porter Robinson on this.
Who's the goat?
Do you want to explain to the class how you know Porter and how you guys have really become friends?
Yeah, Porter and I are just like, we're just gaming buddies. We just play video games together. We play a ton of League of Legends together.
And you have for years.
Like maybe like 5 years. Yeah, we just like, we've played like Dungeons and Dragons together. We've played like so many different games. Him and I just became like very, very, very close friends. To the point that it was like, I would never, and full context, Porter is my favorite artist of all time. He's my like Nurture and I mean Worlds. I actually don't know which one. They're actually like probably like 1 and 2 of my favorite albums of all time.
Nurture is fantastic.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. So this friendship is like, wow, I'm friends with my, favorite artist. That's cool. And then eventually that kind of.
How'd you meet though?
I just DM'd him. I literally just DM'd him because I think it was like as Nurture was, some of the songs on Nurture were coming out, and he was very much talking about like Nurture, lyrically, and kind of like the theme of it is very much talking about like getting back up when you feel like you've accomplished something and you don't know, how to reach that height again. And it was something that resonated with me a lot. And at the time I was kind of like struggling with like inspiration musically. And this is like a long ass time ago, like it's like maybe top of COVID where like, everyone had that feeling of like, just that like full circle moment where you look at your life and you're like, I was just like music was all I'd ever done. And I was like, oh man, I don't even know if I can make music anymore. It was just becoming really difficult to do. And then so that album really inspired me. And then I just sent him a DM and I was like, yeah, dude, like shit kind of rules. Like I think it's amazing. And like, it really inspired me. And he was like, yeah. And then anyway, we just ended up connecting, becoming friends. And then eventually it moved from like, oh my God, it's like Porter, my favorite artist or whatever, when we'd hang out, and moved to like just Porter, my like best friend. And then, as the years go by and I start working on SideQuest and I start making music, I was never ever going to be like, the friend who asks the question. I just wasn't going to do it. I was just like, it's just a boundary that I was like, I wouldn't cross. And then I crossed that boundary and I was that guy. When I kind of like started working on Kill Me for Always. And it just reminded me so much of something that like Porter would be interested in. And I was like, I didn't even send it to him at first to be like, you know, like work on it or like whatever. I just sent it to him and I was like, you know, because I was sending him music from, you know, side quests that I was making at the time and being like, do you like this one? Do you like this thing? Like, you know, just like confiding in him and sort of like getting his take on stuff. And then, yeah, just ended up sending it to him and I was like, what do you think? And he was like, dude, I think this is really awesome. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, oh, he likes that one. And I was like, I could hear him singing it for some reason in my head. I just like, I heard him. Like, I think because I'm such a Porter fan, I know his like I know his vocals well. Like, you know, when you like love your favorite singer and you can like imagine them hearing, like singing on stuff. I was like, I can hear him singing this. And I was like, what? I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I was like, what do you think about like wanting to sing and like wanting to work on this together? I didn't say sing. I was like, what do you think about like wanting to work on this? And he was like, yeah, dude, like I'll give it a go and like I'll do some stuff on it or whatever. And then he was like, you know, he was super busy at the time and he sent me back some messages being like, yo, I worked on like some drums and stuff and like I kind of started this synth thing, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, wow, this, you know, sick. I was like, it was tough to sort of like navigate the thing between like my favorite artist in the world and I was having to be like, I don't think there should be drums.
Yeah,
I just
so interesting.
For some reason I was like, I just don't think there's drums on this one. But I didn't even leave that yet and I was like, are you gonna like, I was like, when are you gonna like try and sing something, like are any of the lyrics resonating with you, whatever? And he was kind of like, oh, like you want me to like sing on it? And I was like, yeah, like what else would it be? And I guess for him it's like a
Production?
I guess him being like a singer and a frontman is something that's like relatively new to him, which is like surprising to me because I just like him as a writer and a like lyricist and a singer is like what I consider Porter as to me is like more of like a, you know, I guess there's just a thing where people see him as like a EDM artist in the negative connotation of it, whatever that means. But to me, you know, clearly he's my favorite artist, singer, writer, composer, whatever you want to call him. He just kind of like does everything and everything he does is like amazing. So yeah, then I was like, sing. And he was like, okay. And then he like rewrote everything and sung it and really like brought it to life. Like before Porter was on it, it was like, I definitely wouldn't have made the album. Like no way. It was like, it felt really, really, really one-dimensional and dull. And it probably would have ended up being like track 9. Like the track that you don't want to be. Like the third last track. Like one of the like, yeah.
Just like album
just
filler?
like, yeah. But he brought just like crazy magic to it that of course he brings to everything. Must be nice.
By the way, real ones know that he is like a multi-dimensional, multifaceted,
He's the
crazy
goat.
talent.
He is actually the
It's
goat.
nuts.
Yeah.
He's like one of the greatest people to talk to, too. He's one of my favorite guests.
He's so interesting to talk to because I think Porter has like 2 gears. It's like completely like 4chan I'm trolling you mode. Or it's like, I'm taking this conversation really, really seriously and telling you this thing. And it's so funny because like he sounds the same when he talks in both of the different modes. But yeah, I've watched his interviews with you and he's very like, he takes them very seriously. And I love that. He takes the things that he chooses to take seriously, I love. Because there's definitely another side to him that like sometimes he'll do like on stream. You'll see him just like trolling.
I appreciate you taking it seriously. And also, he's like one of my favorite shows. Like, he's so talented.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So good.
Why doesn't the song need drums though? Because when you're listening, you like think the drums are gonna come in somewhere, and they just never come.
Yeah, I just like I think that was kind of like what I wanted from a lot of the things on SideQuest is like I wanted to do the opposite of the thing that like you're expecting it to do, you know, like with a song like Kill Me For Always is like, it has that, I wanted it to have the same energy as like an up-tempo, like high energy song. But I was like, is it possible to do that without drums? Because like if like most songs without drums are like all down tempo, like down tempo, like vibey songs. And I was like, how can you like bring like full energy to something without drums? So it was just like, you know, I wanted it to feel like it felt like something was just like taken away from the song. Yeah, I don't know. I liked the idea of like subverting expectations of like when you think it's like building to this thing and it's all of a sudden like, damn, still no drums. Like I don't know. Like I love when people are like, you know, like the YouTube comments are like, no drums? Question mark, question mark, question mark. I'm like, that's the point. The point is like, you've heard drums on every song ever. Like every single up-tempo song ever. Like, I don't know. It was just, and maybe that's like, I'm not trying to do like an esoteric album or like make something super eccentric. I just wanted to sort of like experiment with like, is it even possible to, you know, I was just trying to like, a big part of the album for me is like that feeling of like discovery and that feeling of like wonder. Forgot about the cat.
Comfort Kitty.
Yeah, I forgot about Comfort Kitty. We're back. Yeah, a big part was just kind of like that feeling of like discovery when you've just like discovered your, you know, this thing that you like, or that like feeling that like makes you feel like warm and fuzzy. I just wanted to like bring that out without making music that's like typically happy or whatever, you know, like I wanted even the sad songs to like not feel like I was taking it too seriously, you know, because I made a bunch of music that was very serious, and it just like a lot of it didn't feel right at this chapter in my life.
Didn't you make an album and scrap it or something?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I made a ton of music, and then sort of like after having Lua, I sort of like looked at it again, and I was like, man, I'm just like, I'm not that like hyper serious, like, you know, I just felt like I was a little bit jaded. And then after being a parent and like, you know, like watching my daughter be able to like play with a, you know, like a water bottle for like 30 minutes, I was like, man, I wish I could like go back to that, you know, and like, just like, you know, when we go on a walk, she'll like quite literally stop to smell the flowers, like every single one. Like a walk down the street takes 20 minutes because you're like stopping every 5 feet. And I was just really trying to like, I really wanted to bring that energy into the music I was making, because I was like, man, I just, you know, and that was part of like a lot of the aesthetic of like the, you know, like early 2000s kind of stuff I was talking about earlier, where it's like I was embracing my like cringe or whatever. Is like I was just looking back on the things that made me have that feeling of like wow, you know, of like stuff that just like lit my heart on fire. And a lot of it was like, you know, some of the stuff earlier in my life that I listened to, kind of the more like alternative emo stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Even though the music doesn't necessarily like sound too much like that, I think like the way that I looked at the music and the way that I looked at like the visuals and everything surrounding it were two very, very different kind of like animals. I held Comfort Kitty and now I'm sweating.
Yeah, it's getting a little warm in here.
Oh, you know, it's so funny. We had Leve in here earlier, and I was like, oh, it's going to be really cold, so we should turn the temperature. And we just never fixed it. And now everyone's here wearing layers.
Oh, because you had it cold.
Are you getting warm?
Yeah.
I can turn the air on.
Yeah.
You don't get up. Well, somebody else will come in and do it.
I can get up.
Yeah, but
Where is it? Can I do it? What should I switch it to?
No, none of you should get up.
Why not?
Because it's going to ruin the shot.
This is some good behind the scenes stuff.
This isn't good. Also,
get a shot of me turning down.
Yeah, you know what? Go do that. See
also, Awsten called me back.
He did.
All right,
FaceTime him.
This is perfect time. So the little blue arrow, just hit it down.
Oh, guys, set to 70
Yes.
What the hell? What is this? Like my grandparents' house?
She was wearing a skirt, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be so cold.
Some people run hot, some people run cold.
Yeah.
What are you?
I'm right in the middle.
Okay.
I'm like the perfect
What
temperature.
about when sleeping?
Well, first of all, that's
You need it like freezing when sleeping, or no?
I like it a good 70.
See, that's crazy.
See, that's too hot.
Yeah, I'm like 63 or bust.
Yeah, literally,
Seriously.
like my breath is like.
Yeah, it's a meat locker. And it's so funny, like my partner and I love it cold to the point where like my mom's like, I can't come to your house. I can't stay at your house because I get a cold just being in your living room. Yeah, so she'll be in a room with like fucking space heaters galore.
I love that for you.
It's messed up.
Nice and cold.
Yeah, 63 degrees or nothing. Wait, so is it true though, if you had a choice that you'd be somebody else?
I love that. No, it's not true. But sometimes do I feel like that? Yeah, I feel like a lot of making music for me is like comparison is like the death of creativity, I think. And I think I just found myself doing a lot of like comparisons and a lot of like comparing myself to like other artists, other people, other, you know, whatever it was. I just was kind of like that sense being like sometimes I feel like, fuck, wouldn't it be so cool to just be the person that you are idolizing or wanting to be, even though, you know, I guess it's just like a thing where like, you know, even the people that you idolize have probably a similar story as well.
Totally.
Or maybe they're the most confident people on earth who think they're the shit.
Probably not.
In which case, that's cool. I can't relate, but I bet that must be a good feeling.
It definitely feels
That must be a good feeling to just be like, I'm the best. Yeah.
Do you compare yourself to the other guys in the band in their solo projects?
I mean, yeah. Yeah, of course.
Quite hard not to.
Yeah, of course. You know, like when you're in an environment that's, you know, like for us, the band was like very much like, although we were like a pop punk rock band, you know, like our whole thing was like, how do we combine like boy band culture, and like what was so like, you know, at the time when we like really came out in like 2013, it was like every TV channel, everything you ever looked at was like putting together a boy band, you know, that was like the whole thing everywhere. Thanks, One Direction. And so, you know, for us, we were like, okay, well, we're not, you know, we don't necessarily want to do that. You know, we're a band and we play instruments and, you know, I mean, we started as a metal band. That then we quickly realized like maybe that's not it for us. But you know, we were unique in the way that like we could all sing and you know, we were like, what if it's like a combination of the two things where it's like the pop punk rock stuff that we loved, but with the personality and the kind of like fun individualism around what people love about boy bands right now. So I think like just within being in that culture, like at least me personally, like I can't help it, you know, you're always thinking like, you know, when every day that someone's like, oh, I'm a, you know, so-and-so girl, or I'm a Calum stan, I'm an Awsten stan, I'm in Luke's lane or whatever, you know, there's just like, you're always going to be like, you know, even if you've got people who support you, you can't help but just be like, why, you know, why am I not good enough to be your bias? You know, like, I'm like, you just, you know, and then obviously you get older and you're like, you know, I when I look at different bands now and artists, like I totally get it. I'm like, I just like resonate more with somebody than I do somebody else, just like kind of like humans are different in that way. And I think it's what makes bands so great anyway. And it's why like bands are historically like more successful than solo acts, is because like within each band or group or whatever, there's like, you know, you see yourself in, like you like artists that you can see a bit of yourself in. At least that's what I think anyway. And so I feel like with bands, it's easier to like find that. So yeah, you know, you get older and you're like, you know, I see why somebody likes somebody over somebody else in a band. But when you're young, you can't help but just be like, oh, well, I guess I'm, not this or not that or not,
It's hard. When you're young, yes, but also like as you get older, and you guys are in a different position because the group is still together,
Yeah, that's true.
right? Like, you don't need to.
I just moved the whole couch. I don't even know why I moved backwards. I'm like, where am I trying to go? I'm already in the fucking corner. Sorry. Resume. I forgot what you were saying.
You are glowing.
Am I?
You look
Dude,
way
thank you.
different.
I've had a good day. I have had a good day.
It's that pregnancy glow.
It's that pregnancy
Yeah,
glow. I'm
congrats. You
pregnant.
announced today that
Yeah.
you're having a kid. That's huge.
Yeah.
Is it so weird that you have kids?
Yeah, it is. It is like weird as hell, to be honest.
You're married.
Yeah, I'm married with kids. Yeah, no, it's super weird sometimes because like sometimes I'll be like we lived in like Georgia for a long time, like the last 2 years. And we moved into the middle of the country where things are nowhere near as expensive as they are in LA. And I had this room like dedicated to Rock Band and Guitar Hero. Like I had said when we moved there, I was like, I'm gonna like fulfill a childhood dream. And so basically like I'll get like not too nerdy, but like I installed like an emulator with like every Rock Band, every Guitar Hero, like
Wait.
every song ever.
What?
I got like a real drum kit that can play in Rock Band. I got like the piano. I got like 3 microphones. I bought like collector's edition Guitar Hero, like Rock Band things.
What?
And then I found myself in there one day alone by myself and I'm like playing Guitar Hero. And then I was like, I have a wife and kids. And I was like, in my head, in my head, I was like, while I was playing Guitar Hero, like for those 5 minutes, I was playing Through the Fire and the Flames. I was like 13 again. And I'm like,
By the way, in a room that probably costs you thousands and
Yeah.
thousands
Yeah,
of
it
dollars
was-
to put together.
it was, because all that stuff is like relic now.
Yes.
It's hard to get all that stuff. I had to like message people on eBay and be like, hey, does this work? And they're like, oh, the green button doesn't work. And I'm like, nope, next. And then like, then the prices go up. Yeah. So yeah, it's weird because like I have like two parts of myself where like when I'm with my daughter or with my wife or like being at home or whatever, I'm very much like I'm dad. I'm like, I'm in, responsibility mode where I'm like, okay, make sure we're, the schedules are good for my daughter. Like I'm a big schedule dad. And then all of a sudden when I'm like not in that environment, I'm like,
You're a child.
I'm just like a child. Yeah. Yeah. Like just completely. So yeah, that's why when I come here and I make really stupid jokes, it's because it all sits in me when I'm at home because I have to be responsible. And then like I come here and I'm like, bleh.
How often? What's your like life?
How often do I go outside? Not often.
I was gonna say, what's your life to video game ratio? I know you're not going outside.
It's not as much anymore. I wish. Yeah.
Oh shit.
But when Lua goes to sleep, I get on the sticks.
Yeah.
Get on the.
You play
That was meant to sound like a keyboard,
It
but
was
that
cool.
didn't pick up. Did you hear it?
a little bit.
What do you and your daughter watch together? What are your go-to shows these days?
Unfortunately, we're in the like the trying to do no screens thing.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah.
smart, I guess.
It sucks though. It sucks so bad.
that's a lot of work.
I know, dude.
The
It's
onus
like
is on you,
it's
bro.
just like all I want to do is just turn on Bluey and just sit back and take a nap. Like I'd kill for it. But yeah, I know it's gonna be good for our brain. I know that
How
her
old is
brain.
she?
She's almost 2. Yeah.
Oh, that's
and
great.
the like I almost said the CDC. The like whoever the CDC of children is, I don't know what that is.
I don't even think we have that anymore. here, but yeah.
Whatever that is, recommends don't let them watch TV under 2. So on her second birthday, I'm just like 9 hours straight.
Bluey marathon.
Just like every episode of Bluey.
Making up for lost
Yeah,
time.
and I'll be like, oh, look what you've been missing.
Sis, you got 2 years to watch. Let's go.
Yeah. I am looking forward to like when I can do it and like not feel bad. Yeah, she's only allowed to watch TV right now when she's like sick or on an airplane.
I do know you have a Bluey bathing suit.
How do you know that?
Dude.
Just kinda
See, this
something.
is why Dan's here, man.
Yeah, what?
To bring the info. Yeah, no, I have a Bluey because so at first the Bluey bathing suit was for wanting to get her to go in the pool. Because she used to hate the pool. She used to be like, I don't want to go in it. Like, you know, it's
That's smart.
whatever. So I was like, look, Dada's wearing Bluey. Like, you love Bluey. Bluey's going in the pool. We're all going to go. And then so I go in the pool and she's like, oh, okay, you know, Bluey. And then she gets in. And then now when she sees, now she's bringing me the Bluey swim trunks being like, let's go. Like, what are you waiting for? Like, let's go in. Now, every time we go outside, she's like, pool, tries to jump in. And I'm like, yeah. But I love, like, again, a part of me that I remember when I was on the live, I was like, I'm gonna regret showing everybody this. I was like, I know that I'm gonna regret this, but I need to let people know that there's another side of my life. I feel like I'm like Hannah Montana, where like I'm dad. Like when I'm dad, I mean I'm dad, dude. I'm like straight up like I'm like the dad. Yeah. Like wearing Bluey swim trunks and like wearing tiaras and like, yeah.
But people want to get to know that side of you because it's
Yeah.
also a big part of who you are.
It is now.
Huge.
Yeah.
Damn. You have a kid. You have 2 kids. Casual. By the way, listen to SideQuest. There's a link below.
Woo!
Anything else you're sitting on over there?
Well, I mean, we'll cover this first, and then we'll get back to that. But Eclipse, I think in the first interview, you talked about how you wrote that with Luke's wife.
In the first interview.
In the first
I
interview.
love
We
that.
can reference the first
Dude,
interview.
You said you watched it back.
Yeah, he did.
Had to make sure there were no gems we were missing.
Do you think this one's going better?
This one's just smoother. The other one was like a little unorganized. you
Was
know?
it?
You didn't,
Oh.
it doesn't like, you have your thoughts together a little better now.
But because I think at the time I came on here when like Only Cool was out.
It was only cool. It was just
and there was
released.
like it was like just that. No album was even announced.
There was no plan.
Yeah, there was no plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your sign?
I'm a Scorpio.
Interesting. We're the most compatible.
What's yours?
I'm a Taurus.
I don't know anything about.
Yeah, I just know that Scorpios tend to be like they're
We're the
like,
second worst,
Yeah,
right?
it's a terrible sign.
That's
but
all I know about being a Scorpio.
but as it
That-
relates
is
to-
when everyone's like Scorpio, they're like, oh, that makes sense.
I wouldn't have predicted that you were a Scorpio. Not at all. But I gotta say, like, it is.
What are some like?
What's the worst one? What if Scorpio's second worst? What's worse?
Isn't Gemini meant to be the worst?
Zach's more into the stuff than I am. I'm a
Yeah.
Sagittarius. I don't really know much about that.
Well, I don't necessarily know who
That's so Sagittarius of you.
Gemini
like
is
I know anything.
two-faced. And
Isn't Gemini meant to be the worst?
that's Gemini men are terrible, right, Allie?
We got a lot of
Thank
people in our ears.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about. Gemini.
There's like 87 producers telling us about the worst
Wait, ask him about-
astrology sign. We have a full-time control room really working overtime for us to understand the worst possible sign.
Coming up with things for you to say. They tell you. Wait, I love the idea of they're telling you every response to say back to me. They're like, okay, now you're gonna say like Impractical Jokers. They're like,
I have 0 original thoughts.
Stupid. That's stupid. Sorry.
What about the eclipse thing, though?
Okay, yeah.
You were with Sierra in the studio. How'd
Yeah.
that even happen?
I think it was like I was just looking at like what I could write about, and I hadn't found like the right way to write a song for my daughter. You know, and a lot of times I was like going into different rooms, and I was kind of like waiting to be like, let's write about my daughter in a way that's like, you know, done you know, like with a bit of like a little bit of vagueness behind it. And Sierra, Luke's wife, obviously like her and I and Crystal are like super close. We're not so close with that Luke guy. But you know, he's I just realized when I said it was like the 3 of us, and I was thinking about Luke as well, and I'm like yeah, and you know, she's been you know, she's been with me through like a lot of different chapters of my life, you know, just like the whole band had been. And you know, her kind of like links with Luke's life had kind of like seen a lot of different different parts and seen me evolve kind of as a person as I'd gone into being a parent. And I thought that was important to like write with somebody who had seen me before being a parent and then after, which also John Feldman, who I wrote with, had as well. Obviously, John Feldman did the first 5SOS album, so, and the second as well. So, like, he'd seen me in two, like, completely different chapters of my life. So, yeah, it just felt important to me to, like, to help have somebody tell my story of somebody who'd seen me on two different ends of my life, because I'm a lot different now than obviously I was 10 years ago. Like you said, I've got a wife and kid. It's crazy.
I mean, what are the biggest differences?
Like just everything, dude.
Literally, right?
Yeah, it's just like everything. Like I'm up at 6 a.m. every day. Like, and that's like 6:30 is a sleep in. I slept in today, 6:45.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, which like, I would be going to bed at 5. Waking up at like 3 p.m. 3 p.m. I'm like, oh man, getting ready to go to bed soon. Yeah. So just everything. Like I'm different as a person, just in my like kind of like values and sort of like the things that I, find important, and the like, everyone is like, when you're 18, it is like a totally different person than you are 10 years later, I think. There's just, well, especially for us in the band, like there's a lot of growing up that had to happen, when, you wake up every day to like an email that tells you where to go and where to be. And then suddenly you stop getting the emails of where to go and where to be, and you can be on your own, and you're like, I have no idea how to life. Yeah, biggest difference. I never knew how to like do any like domestic house stuff, because I never had a house,
like pay
or
a
like
bill.
a place to live until I was like 20, 21. Like I'd never loaded a dishwasher really. Like I had when I was a kid, like, and helped mom, but never like, never done full adulting. Which they should definitely teach you
100%.
tax in school.
Dude.
Mhm.
Like the fact that they don't teach tax, but they teach you like Pythagoras theorem is just like fucking stupid.
Bro, in America, it's a part
just
of
fucking stupid.
Is it stupid, or is it a part of the plan? Because financially literate people mean that those are people who can make smarter decisions for themselves. That mean the man is making less money.
That's probably
The
it.
government
I just like to
wins
think
when the
it's
people
fucking
stay
stupid.
stupid. It is stupid, but it is somebody's winning in that.
So yeah, I guess that's true. They do, but then you think the schools are like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but the schools are controlled by the government, and the government is like, they're setting the curriculum. Keep the people dumb.
Yeah, I don't know anything about school. I dropped out in year 10, so even if I did learn tax, it probably wouldn't have helped, because I wouldn't have taken any of the
Australia's
classes.
so different. You could take like a TAFE course.
Yeah, that's true. You can. I love that you know about TAFE.
Of course.
Yeah,
I watched
TAFE's
Kath and
sick.
Kim.
Yeah, TAFE's. I went to TAFE. I went to TAFE for music.
See,
Yeah.
do you TAFE course is like
Community college?
it's no like
Kinda.
yeah,
Kinda.
but like you could take the most hyper specialized courses.
Yeah, like very,
in
very
quite-
specific stuff.
Like literally from basket weaving to music to like
and it
different
counts as like a
languages.
schooling course. It's really,
Yes, and you can take it at any age. So like, there's people of all ages taking
Yeah.
them all the time.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Australia's cool. They want people to be smart.
Well, who teaches you all of these things about being an adult once you're on your own? Because like you guys were having success from a young age, and like someone's got to be managing that and taking care of it. Then it's like, all right, it's on you now.
Yeah, I guess like we slowly transitioned into like real life. For me, Crystal and I, we started dating, and like I like within 2 or 3 weeks, I had just like moved into her place. I was very much like,
You're like, help.
yeah, I was like, I was like, can I just like live here? And she was like, what? Yeah. So I that's
You're just like, this is comfortable.
that's a niche part of my lore that I'm actually like pretty proud of. That I wasn't ashamed. I didn't do any of the like, any of the like games of like, oh, whatever.
You didn't play hard
I
to
was
get.
just like, I want to like live with you. Can I move in? And like, I had no filter or anything. I was renting like some shitty apartment and paying too much money for it. Yeah. So I moved in, and then, yeah, that was.
Now you have 2 babies.
Yeah. Now we have 2 babies. Fucking crazy.
SideQuest is waiting for you. Link below. Go and listen to it.
What's your favorite?
Well, I love Cool.
You do? Cool.
Yeah, Eclipse is great too. Nosebleed
Unintended.
is great. Fashion's very emo.
Nice. Yeah. Fashion is really emo.
So you have a lot of good records.
Yeah, pretty emo. Thanks.
It
Is it too short?
No.
Okay, cool.
10. It's 10.
I love a 10-song.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets too long. People keep adding more songs.
I
Yeah.
don't need anything more.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know you had a song named Bali about meeting your wife. That didn't make the album.
Yeah. It just. You're always coming in with the lore. I just I fucking love it. Yeah. It just, it's not that it wasn't good enough. It was just like, she knows it. It was, it was a label thing. It wasn't a label thing.
I just blame them.
By the way, your wife is woven throughout the album. Thirsty is about needing attention from her.
That is so damn true. Yeah, I think it's like because I was having problems where I was like, every time I go to write a song and I was like, all right, get real. Let's write some real shit. And then I'd just be like, I'm really happy and I'm a dad. And I was like, fuck, this sucks. Like all I'm writing about is like, and I had such a like long, complicated history of like things and topics that I had wanted to talk about. I just like, I was struggling because kind of like I was saying, like the point that I was at now is just so different than where I was. And, now I'm just like very happy and we're very like, like all of us in the band are in like such, like solid, comfortable places. And I was like trying to channel a bit of like, the thing that's fun about listening to music is like when you can feel that there's tension, when you can feel that there's like, it's like the push-pull between like the person telling the story and the like the right and the wrong or whatever. So like, yeah, for me, I was like, I needed help writing with, I ended up collaborating with a ton of different writers and producers to kind of like help me sort of just like even open up and like find like what stories I wanted to tell was kind of like a big deal for me. Is like, I didn't really like even know what stories or like what my like voice was, what I had to like say. So yeah, that was kind of like a big part of it too, where like, it would have been just really easy for me to be like, everything's chill and whatever. That's like not that fun to listen to, is it? I don't know. Maybe that'll be the next album.
Thirsty's a good song.
Thanks, man. Thanks, dude.
Just give me a break because I'm sick of the band. They say I'm living the dream. I just want this nightmare to end.
Yeah, that was Austin's line. I was like, dude, I think you might be taking it a little bit too far. But then I was like, that's Austin's whole thing, is like taking things too far.
Oh, that's attached to sorry, I gave you a wrong lyric attached to the wrong song, but I'm so sorry about that.
No, give me a break though. That's true.
But Thirsty.
Oh yeah, the lyrics to Thirsty are different. But
There's something in the water, something about a daughter. Everything and nothing stays the same. It's good stuff.
Thanks, man.
If home plate's safety, I'm at first base, still learning how to play it by the book now. I can't turn back, can't stay in one place, but the field feels bigger than it looks though.
How do you interpret that?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I love hearing you like read it. Like
No, I thought
spoken word poetry. This is all. I've never actually done that before. I've never like said the words like that. It feels like I'm watching like Genius or something.
Well, I think it's more about like your daughter, definitely about your wife.
Yeah, I think it's like just embracing like where I was at the point of like, especially like the home plate and like, being like, I've got to go somewhere. Like I know I'm needing to go, but like, especially going into making a solo project, like I just think like the field feels bigger than it looks. Like once you're on the pitch, it's like, holy shit, this is like insane. And I think that was kind of just like a lot of parts of like approaching SideQuest was like, something I thought was going to be easy is really difficult in all aspects. Like, not that I thought being a parent was going to be easy either, or being a husband, or being a friend, or being a, like anything was, things aren't easy, but sometimes they can have so many more layers and so many more things going on in them than you'd expect. And like specifically that one is like when it comes to making solo music, like everything and nothing stays the same. Is like there's some familiarity, but like everything is different.
How has accomplishing this album made you a better member of 5 Seconds of Summer?
I think I was just kind of able to embrace me. Like that kind of comes out a little bit wrong. Because, we've definitely all given each other the space to embrace all of ourselves individually. But I think like specifically I could bring, there's a pro and a con to being able to bring your vision, like me in this situation, like bring my exact vision to life. There's like the pro of like, it's going to be the exact thing that I imagined in my head. But the con to that is going to be like, I don't have 3 of my friends there to help me and tell me if I'm on the right path or not. It's just like, you've got to just kind of like figure it out by yourself. And I think that, sometimes there's some magic in it and sometimes there's not. So I think like for me, it really helped me just like embrace the parts of myself that make me tick and kind of like for the first time find out like when I'm given a path by myself, the way that I navigate it kind of like is able to help me understand even just how to get from point A to point B in terms of like creating art. Which I think like I used to, I'm a 5SOS stan, so I used to like, watch, I've seen Luke and Ashton's interview on here. I've seen Calum's too. And I used to wonder like that feeling, because to me, I was like, oh, I bet that's not that different from, making music in the band. I was like, I bet it's not that different. Like, you're still just kind of like, making music and then like you like it and you put it out. I was like, how different can that be from what we've done forever? And I just like, I totally understand it now. It's not something that you can even understand until you've done it. Like, I totally get the challenges are so much taller and so much more daunting because it's like it's just you. Like, you can't get on the shoulders of anybody else and like help get you up there. It's like, yes, you can find other people to like collaborate with and to help lift you up and to do all those things. But like at the end of the day, like it's going to be just you that it's representing. So I think like I just like have so much more, not more respect. Like I respect everybody in the band as much as I can respect them, but like I have so much more love and kind of like compassion towards them for having achieved making solo albums. Especially Calum for some reason. I don't know. I just like fucking love Calum, and I'm just like,
I was not expecting Calum to come in here alone.
Dude,
that was the craziest thing. I was like, what?
And especially like Calum and I like releasing side by side, which just ended up being like that. It kind of like gave me this comfort level of like, it still was like, I'm not doing this alone.
Yeah.
I'm still like, I still got Calum out there who's, doing a thing too.
He sat here for an hour and he
What did you guys talk about?
I mean,
stuff?
A bunch of stuff.
Cool.
I gotta say, like, at the end of it, he was like real quick to get out though. You know what I mean? He was like real quick to get the fuck out.
Yeah, damn.
He's a
you
funny
guys,
guy.
did you grill him? What happened?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I thought you watched it.
I did. Well, I
That's fine.
skimmed.
Oh.
I skimmed. No,
No,
I'm just a chronic skimmer, dude.
No, I'm a
skim
skimmer
everything.
too.
Dan watches everything on 2 times the
I watch
speed.
everything on 2x.
All the time.
And now it's like on super speed and I still feel like it's slow. So like it goes
What?
faster.
Oh, dude, you're like you've got that brain rot.
But dude, I can get through an hour
So
interview in
bad.
20 minutes. It's phenomenal.
Yeah,
That's really
your
disturbing.
poor brain.
That's what it
Must
sounds
be
like.
unable to focus on anything anymore.
Yeah, it's true.
Are you picking up any of it?
I hear everything. It's a talent.
Okay. Listen to SideQuest on normal speed, please. Link below. Link below. It's all on Amazon Music, okay? Final thoughts?
One last question. Yeah, how cool is it or comforting it? It's comforting. How cool is it or comforting is it to know, like, no matter what happens in life, what happens with the solo music, you guys are in this band that, like, you could go sell the Hollywood Bowl right now. You could probably sell the Forum.
Dude, it's
like,
amazing.
You always have that to fall back on, and it's massive.
I think, like, I love that what we've done, like, there's been 4 solo albums that have come out from the band in the last year, like maybe like a little bit over a year, like, and we're making music right now, like with the band. So I just like I love that we've like are battling the stigma of like it's solo music or band music. Like I love that like we can embrace that there's just no reason why you can't do both. I just like I guess I just never understood. Like I guess I get it with some bands there must be like, you know, some weirdness or whatever, but I guess we're just lucky enough that like we're all best friends and we all like want to support each other, you know? Like last year, Awsten and Luke were in my top 5 listen of the year. And this year, like 100% will be Calum. Like we support each other and we love to see each other like do the things that make us all happy and like bring, you know, because like, I mean, like you said, like when you do stuff like that, you become a better member of the band and you become able to sort of like bring a different side of you that's like, you know, just like once like all being an artist is finding ways to like embrace yourself and embrace your own creativity. And I think that like doing music individually just helps bring all of our personality and all of our tastes to the band. So yeah, catch us at the Hollywood Bowl.
See you there.
Fucking see you there, dude. You'll bring you up just so you look so perfect.
The song is amazing.
Would you sing it with us?
Would I sing it?
Yeah, like if I brought you out and gave you a microphone.
Oh
what would
my
you
God, it would be a dream come true.
Oh.
I'm like, I just
this
started.
is gonna go right to his head.
I just started sweating and my heart started pounding just thinking about the opportunity. Are you kidding me? Oh my God.
No.
That's crazy. Imagine that.
That's all.
That'd be a dream.
Don't do that.
I don't think I'd be able to do it. I think I'd ruin it for everyone in the crowd.
I think they'd all have a problem.
I think
No,
it'd
we
be
could
really
just turn the mic off. If that would be better. It can just be like a prop mic.
Oh my God, I've never been so nervous.
No, that's actually funnier is him thinking that they're here listening to him sing.
Yeah, being like
It's so good. Because you wouldn't know if it's on or not. Like,
you're like
I would say, let me get my in-ears so I would know if it's on.
yeah, no, but it could be on in your ears, but not out the front.
yeah. I'd be like, hey, turn up my monitor. Can you turn my wedge
Can I
up?
get my mic on?
Yeah, Mike, a little louder, please.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Man, that'd be awesome. Let's not do it.
Listen to SideQuest. There's a link below.
Thanks for doing this a second time.
We do it 1,000 more times.
I think this was much better. Yeah. I didn't have more fun because last time I had fun too, but I felt like this was better.
I agree.
Not because of you guys, because of me. It's a me.
I'm not gonna lie. I barely remember the last interview.
Okay, good. Fuck. See, I wish you didn't watch it back.
I had to make sure I got all the little gems. There's actually one thing that we didn't talk about, and maybe, just as a little treat to everyone, we can attach the old one to the end of this one, just this little part. Do you know what it is?
Which part?
The skunk hair story. How you took a photo of yourself and leaked it by accident on TikTok?
Oh, fuck. Oh, my God, dude, that's crazy. I didn't even remember that. The day I came in here, I had leaked it.
You leaked a photo of yourself. You took a photo of yourself by accident.
I mean, only like 10 people saw it. Yeah, but I posted it to TikTok. Luckily, see, nobody remembers that. See, and at the time I came in here, I was like, oh my God, everyone's talking about
your life was over.
Everyone's found out my hair reveal. And now I'd be like, wait, what? What happened?
You literally like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I'd be like, well, I didn't leave my fucking hair. It's been like this forever. That means I must have come in here before the project was even announced.
Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
I don't even. We got Cool, but nothing was out yet. Like Cool wasn't even out.
That's crazy.
It was a different time.
Dude, I don't think this is, can be on camera or not. I don't think I ever want to do an interview in here before it being like released, or at least like somewhere through the process.
Yeah,
because
you should
doing
know.
it before it's even announced is just like kind of stupid because like by the time it comes out, like everything's gonna be different, or there's gonna be like, You know, like
Real.
I don't know. It's just like
No, you're gonna remove songs. Things are gonna happen. Music videos are coming out. But,
yeah,
by the way, this is a part of like this. You're doing it all on your own, right?
yeah.
This-
And I got it wrong.
It's okay.
A learning
Did
curve.
any of the other guys refilm an interview in the band?
No.
No. They
Yeah, but
came in, they
I'm
nailed
the
it first
diva.
try.
I'm the diva.
Perfect.
No, but we gave you some good names as company. You're not alone.
That's
in
true.
this.
Yeah, say them again and bleep them.
Okay. You got to go. Right?
Yeah.
Do you have any other thoughts?
Yeah. I'll see you next week. I'm going to come to one of the shows.
Side quest. Listen, link below. 5 Seconds of Summer Music is definitely on the way. No, do you have like a thought in your head of when or no? Really?
I can't give that away.
It's fine. Michael
Gotta
Clifford.
cut it.
every
No,
day.
you've got to cut that. You've got to cut it. You've got to cut that. I'm
We'll
not
bleep
allowed to
it.
say
We'll
that.
bleep it.
I'm not allowed to say that.
We'll put something over your mouth.
Yeah. And you're like, whoa! And the reaction is like, ah!
Michael Clifford.
Oh, yeah,
everybody.
thanks.